Hello, I'm Keith, K.C. Design Concepts, Chief Engineer of Hyde Motorworks, and I'm here with the Black Kaiser on my 2002 745 Li. Okay, and here is the extremely rough prototype, which I still haven't finished welding all the way. As you can see, my welds are definitely not going to win any prizes, but this is the collection portion of it here under the supercharger, which will exit here through this charge pipe, which runs in front of the driver's side or left side cylinder head. And this is where the charge would come back from the intercooler and into these passages here, which would be the plenum. These are the runners. I still haven't put the holes in yet for the injector bungs. But this is the rough prototype, and as you can notice in the drawing, this is actually sticking out, I believe, another 20 millimeters more, and the top also matches it and mirrors it. And there's 2 bolts in this one, 2 bolt holes in the top one here to bolt the tensioner pulley onto. It's all, the final product will be high grade aluminum. This surface will be, of course, machined, and so will the bottom one after it's welded. This one, I think it has a rock right now. I didn't do such a great job welding it and keeping the heat out of it. I wasn't going to put this on and run the car. It was just for research and development to see what exactly I had to do to make this work. But because it's not turning out that bad, I think I'm going to finish welding it and actually put it on the car and get it up and running. You don't see any weld here because it's welded on the inside instead, all the way around. So it does separate the air coming out of the supercharger in here from the plenum. It has to go through the intercooler. But that is the first Black Kaiser supercharger manifold. Like I said, it's for the Michigan 60 and 62 engine, as well as the Nebraska 62. Now, the first engine I'm going to be putting it on is going to be on my 745 Li, and that has the Nebraska 62 B44 in it. So it does have Valvetronic, and I know we're going to have to work out some issues with tuning that, see how much, because I know the Valvetronic units, they really don't like boost that much. But the supercharger does have a built-in bypass valve, which we're going to work on some ways to control that without really having any manifold vacuum. The Michigan engine would be a lot simpler, but of course we want this to work on all those engines. As you can see, it is really low profile, and this is actually higher than what the final production will be. This is, I like to get was 2.5 inch, no 2 inch flat stock. The final one is going to be 50 millimeters, so it's going to be a little bit lower than this, but even with the supercharger on it, it still sits lower than the factory Nebraska 62 multi-runner length intake manifold. Not quite as low as the plastic composite Michigan engines have, but fairly close. But I'll show more video on that the closer I get to starting it up. Ideally, what I want to do is notch the plastic engine cover that goes over top of the intake manifold for the blower drive, and be able to put the cover back on there again once this is all installed. I kind of like the stealth look, but You know, it is a 7 series, and stepping on the gas going down the road and hearing that supercharger whine is kind of hard to hide. But at least when I open the hood up, unless somebody knows what they're looking at, they wouldn't know that there was a supercharger on it. But that's my idea. Anybody else that wants to really show it off, by all means, you know, just leave the cover off. You can't miss it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will definitely update more as it goes along.